Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking what is going to happen for you this month of October 2021. So this is basically your October 2021 predictions, what you can expect, what can go down, just, what's going to happen in general for this month of October. And I know there's a lot of stuff happening in October, lots of planets like going in retrograde and doing crazy things. I know we're in Mercury retrograde for a lot of October, so there's all kinds of craziness going on. But anyways, this is just going to be your general forecast. So it could be, whatever is going to come through is going to come through. It could be your love life, it could be your career, it could be anything. So we're just going to explore and see what's going on. So anyway, before I dive in and introduce the piles to you guys, I just wanted to invite you really quick to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell too when you do, because you'll be notified every time I do wind up uploading a new reading or when I'm live. And I'm live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which you're also invited to join me there as well. Because whenever I go live, I'm basically doing readings for people. And all the readings are basically like $10 or under, depending on what it is that you choose to get. But it's a really fun time. It's a really good time to hang out. And, if you have a question, it's a great time to bring that question, basically. So yeah, lives are every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yeah, like I said, you guys subscribe, hit that like button too. That definitely helps me out a lot. Leave me a comment on this video. And I'm also open and available for private readings too. So if you guys wanted to, really dive in deep on something, spend a little bit more time than just, the time that I can provide during a live, or if you have questions that you just want to keep confidential, private reading is the perfect option for that. So I'm open and available for those too. So information on all of that stuff, whether it's live readings, private readings, ways to contact me, anything and everything that you need to know is in the description box down below, as well as my Etsy shop. I have readings over there that are available, certain types of readings. My oracle decks that I'm now starting to put out, those are over there too. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little 411 and a little update. But with that said, it is now time to go ahead and introduce these piles to you guys. And that way then you can choose which one you would like to go with for your October 2021 prediction. All right, so starting over here with pile number 1, we have the orange maple leaf. So we got nothing but leaves here. It's of course fall, so whenever the fall season rolls around and comes into town, I got everything decked out all festive. So the orange maple leaf is pile 1. Pile 2 is the red maple leaf, pretty much the same thing, just a different color. And pile number 3, we have another red leaf, but it is not in the shape of the maple leaf. I don't know what shape you would necessarily call this, but it's just a regular leaf. It's a leaf. It's a leaf. That's all I can say. That's all I know. It is a leaf, and it is red, and it is shiny, and it is pile number 3. And finally, pile number 4 is the gold leaf. So the only leaf in the group that is gold. We got some orange, we got some red, but we definitely don't have any gold except for this one. So the golden shiny leaf is pile number 4, your final pile. So those are your pile selections, you guys. Go ahead and choose by, however works best for you, whether it's choosing by number, choosing by the leaf that stands out to you the most, timestamp, whatever your preference is, go for it and make your selection and choose. Anyways, timestamps are down below, and we're going to get started here with pile number 1, our orange maple leaf group. Hi, pile one. If you chose the orange maple leaf, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for October 2021. And I am definitely very excited for October because it's my birthday month. So that is going to be super fun and super exciting. So yeah, any other Libras or October babies, drop me a comment. I totally get it. It's our time to shine. Anyway, so first up, you guys, we have some Crystal Unicorn Tarot for you. I'm going to go ahead and just lay these cards down here on the desk, and then we'll see exactly how the cards connect to one another, what the story is that's happening that you need to know about. So first up, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Wands. Okay. So first, right off the bat, you guys, let's tap into these two cards up here that came out first, the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, because those two kind of have this interesting, similar kind of energy that goes along with one another. So number one, first of all, I feel like if you guys have been seeing a lot of fours lately, like 4, 44, 444, that may be something to be on the lookout for. Simply because you had 2 come out that are 4. Now, I know you also have a 9 coming out here as well, but for whatever reason, to me, the 4s are really sticking out. So that's just something to be on the lookout for. I know 4s are usually connected to our stability, basically. So this month could have some kind of theme for you involving stability, but let's dive in here and see exactly what's going on. So the interesting thing with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups is, with the Four of Pentacles, that's usually someone who is being very greedy, very guarded with what it is that they have. As you can see on this card, the unicorn that is holding this pentacle, it's looking over its shoulder. It's almost like it's being kind of protective of this pentacle that it's holding onto. So it's being protective, it's being guarded. It has its walls up in a certain sense. And then over here with the Four of Cups, this unicorn is staring down at 3 cups down here, and there's this 4th cup that is magically kind of floating in the air, as it does in the tarot. And this unicorn is being offered this cup, but it's ignoring it. It's ignoring this 4th cup. It's focused on the 3 that are down here. And I feel like whatever's in the 4th cup is something beneficial. It's something good. It's something that unicorn should be paying attention to. But for whatever reason, it's just not. It's being stubborn. It's kind of set in its ways, focused on other things, doing its own thing, and that's that, basically. So I feel like there's this interesting combination here between the two of them, that in the month of October, you may be kind of finding yourself almost kind of stuck in a rut in a certain way, simply because I feel like you're going to feel very protective of what it is that you do have around you, the things that you do have going on in your life. Now, this could be feeling protective of a relationship, feeling protective of your money, feeling protective of a family member, feeling protective of yourself. It could be a lot of different things. But I feel like you're going to be so focused on, in a sense, keeping your walls up and keeping others out, that there may be opportunities that may be coming your way in October, things that are going to be good for you, things that are going to be beneficial to you, but you're going to kind of block it out and you're going to kind of ignore it and be stubborn because you have these walls up here. it's almost kind of like, someone could extend to you an olive branch to make peace with you about something. Like, let's say you had a falling out with a friend or a family member, and they may come to you, they may bring this cup here of apology and say, hey, I'm really sorry I did X, Y, and Z. I'd really like your forgiveness and reconcile on this subject and move on, repair things, make things better. But there's a part of you, due to whatever happened in the past, may kind of hold your heart here and feel very protective and have your walls up. And you may be like, I don't know if I trust you. I don't know if I think that, what you're saying to me here is real and genuine and authentic. I don't know if I should trust this. So that's just like one example. It could be in a lot of different ways, though. It could be that maybe you're putting yourself out there and you're dating people, and, someone brings an offer of love to you and you just put your walls up and you're like, no, I've been burned one too many times when it comes to love, so I'm not going to let this in. Forget that. I'd rather be by myself, that kind of thing. So like I said, it could be a lot of different things. It could be coming in a lot of different ways, but I feel like regardless of these exact situations and circumstances, because I feel like that's going to vary for everybody, this general attitude here of being stubborn and having your guard up is kind of how you're going to handle it, which is probably not the best thing to do. And, part of the struggle could be simply the fact that, Mercury is in retrograde. Planets are being weird and crazy and everything as it is, so it kind of makes us be a little weird and crazy. And I feel like the Nine of Wands here kind of confirms your reasons for having your walls up, your reasons for keeping that guard up, because the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It's someone who has been to hell and back. It's someone who has experienced the battles, who has been through difficulties and challenges and rough times. But the good thing about the Nine of Wands is, even though they have been to hell and back, is they are a fighter. They are a survivor. They are someone who keeps going, who keeps persevering, who keeps pressing on and pushing through. So deep down inside of you, you have this warrior inside of you, this warrior who knows that there is better, who knows that there's more, that meets the eye, that there's more beyond what has happened to you in the past here. So, try to allow that inner warrior to come out, to be just like, hey, you know what? Like, it's good to be cautious. It's good to be on the lookout, but we don't have to be so guarded that we're blocking out all good things and all positive opportunities that are harmless to come our way, because not everything that comes our way is going to be something hurtful. So I feel like you're definitely going to be dealing with a lot of that, overcoming those challenges through the month of October. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. Like, I mean, if you choose to let the guard down and actually, check out these opportunities that are presented your way, then you could wind up seeing your life move in a Wheel of Fortune type of direction. And the Wheel of Fortune is here to basically, confirm that your life is going to move, like the wheel is going to turn, the wheel is going to spin in a direction that is favorable for you, in a direction that, brings fortune and good things and blessings your way, which I feel like would be this cup that's being presented to you, whatever this opportunity is, whether it's a career opportunity or a reconciliation with somebody or a love offer or whatever it may be. I feel like the wheel can move in your favor, but, and it wants to genuinely move in your favor, but you can't receive what's being offered to you if you're not letting that guard down, basically. So, don't allow your wounds to take control of you, instead, persevere and push through, because on the inside, I feel like you are the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is someone who is very fiery, very passionate, very magnetic. You know, she has like a big personality. She's, you know, she just draws people in. She's attractive. She knows what she's doing, basically. So this is what you have on the inside, and you know, that's the kind of thing that brings along these amazing opportunities. So let that shine. Let that Queen of Wands out to play during the month of October. It doesn't have to be like, you know, this I'm going to keep everything out, even the things that I want, even the things that I like. Don't do that. You know, like, it's okay. You know, use your discernment, of course, but you know, not everything is going to end in disaster. That's for sure. And especially with that Wheel of Fortune here, it's not. Things are moving in a good direction. So we also have some cards here for you guys from Written in the Stars, which is my own oracle deck that I recently released. If you're interested in it, a link to it is down below. It is available for purchase in my Etsy shop, but this is basically general messages of what you need to know, since this is a general reading for the month of October. So yeah, general messages dealing in life, love, your career, anything and everything. So I pulled a few cards from it for you guys here for this reading today, and let's see what you got from Written in the Stars. Oh, and not only that, but it has a like pop culture kind of theme to it, like Hollywood pop culture. So yeah, there you go. If that's your thing and that's something you're interested in, you may enjoy this deck. Okay, so same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and lay the cards down, and we'll see how they connect and how they play in with what we already got coming through here. So we have, if he could, he'd have sister wives. Dip your toes in the ocean, smell the sea air, cleanse the debris of the day. 50 Shades of Freaky. And traffic jam on the 405, delays ahead. Okay, so here's what I'm getting from this group that just came out. Number one, with if he could, he'd have sister wives. So sister wives, if you guys are familiar, it's a TV show on TLC. And basically it's about a guy who has 4 wives. And he is legally married to one of them, spiritually married to all of them. But yeah, he's literally this guy who has 4 wives, and he has kids with all the wives, and they're like one big family, and it's chaos. It's insane. But the whole point of this card is it's basically pertaining to a guy who is not a one-woman man. A guy who, you know, like the card says, if he could, he'd have sister wives. If he could, he'd have more than one woman. So I feel like for a lot of you, this previous pain that you've probably been through here with the 9 of Wands, it's probably been in love. It's probably been in relationships. Maybe your last relationship, maybe you were dealing with a guy who was kind of not a one-woman man. Maybe he cheated. Maybe he was trying to balance you and somebody else, or you and multiple somebody else's. But it definitely seems like this may be a contributing factor into where some of this pain is coming from that makes you guarded, especially if it comes down to relationships. So I feel like for most of you, the situation that may be arising during the month of October is healing over this past situation where you are probably dealing with someone who is quite a bit of a player, and therefore has made you guarded and not want to accept healthy offers in love when they do come along. It may be hard to recognize when it's a healthy offer as opposed to a red flag offer. Also with the 50 Shades of Freaky, you know, that's kind of like a 50 Shades of Grey reference there. And, you know, pretty much that is kind of like the Queen of Wands. I feel like that's just referencing like you and your passion and your energy. And I feel like, you know, when you are committed to somebody, when you are connected to somebody, especially sexually, like it can get heated, it can get hot, like it's definitely no game for you. Like it's a huge thing. Like yeah, like you're just basically you guys are all good when it comes down to the bedroom is what it comes down to. Um so like I said, I feel like you guys need to tap into that Queen of Wands energy. Even if you're totally single, even if there's no one that you're interested in right now, like that's okay because anyone can tap into that, you know, sexy, seductress type of energy where, you know, it's like anything that you touch just becomes sexy. Like, you know, you touch your towel when you get out of the shower and you're wiping yourself down. That can be sexy, you know, like anything can be sexy. And it's kind of just like embracing that energy. Like embracing that energy is going to make it feel strong. It's going to make it feel confident. And it's going to bring in those positive and healthy offers where it's not creepy, crazy sister wives dude who wants to balance you in a gaggle of women, basically. So I feel like, you know, 50 Shades of Freaky is kind of like embracing your own inner freak within, because I feel like you guys definitely have one, having that Queen of Wands there. Um, and, you know, also with dip your toes in the ocean, smell the sea air, cleanse the debris of the day. You know, obviously, you guys have been through a lot. Once again, going back to that Nine of Wands here. And, you know, whenever we've been hurt, whenever we've been through the ringer, whenever we've been to hell and back, basically, we need to do a little self-care. We need to do a little bit of healing. And, you know, even if it's not anything that's crazy traumatic, like some guy cheating on us, you know, it could be as simple as someone cutting you off in traffic. And then, you know, that gets you upset. And then that kind of weighs on you the rest of the day. Or, you know, like something small and insignificant like that. But we still need to cleanse that stuff off of us. We don't want to carry that around energetically. So, you know, if you have the ocean nearby you, you know, it might be like a nice idea at some point during October to go and visit the ocean and dip your toes in and kind of just take that opportunity to connect with nature and kind of, you know, cleanse your energetic debris is what it comes down to. And even if you don't have an ocean nearby you, that's okay. Visit a nearby lake or whatever it is that you have near you, pretty much. But yeah, so I feel like that would definitely be good for you guys. And cleansing ourselves is something that we should be doing on a daily basis, regardless. You know, even if you have absolutely nothing near you in terms of body of water, you know, take a nice bath, take a long shower. Just something that is gonna, you know, kind of relax you and help cleanse away what has happened energetically, because that definitely helps. And then with traffic jam on the 405, delays ahead. So the 405 in LA is known for notoriously being terrible with traffic. It can basically be a parking lot is what it comes down to, and nobody goes anywhere. So I feel like this card is basically telling you, like, don't get frustrated if things are not going as quickly or as fast enough as you would like them to, especially through the month of October. You know, one of the reasons this traffic jam could happen is if, you know, you're the one who's kind of blocking things off and being guarded, that right there is going to kind of, you know, make things not in the best of space to be able to flow freely. So make sure that you're not the one causing the traffic jam. But, you know, regardless, even if it's not you, I feel like there is the potential for things to just move slow. And like I said, with so many things happening in retrograde right now anyways, you know, that is kind of to be expected. So try not to get frustrated if things are not happening, whether it's, no matter what it's involved in, whether it's involved in your love life or your career or anything else. You just kind of go with the flow. Because even if the traffic is slow, the point is it's still moving. Even if it's at a snail's pace, it's still going somewhere. You're still going to make it to your destination. It just may not be at the time that you thought it was going to be. And I also have some cards here for you guys from the Halloween Oracle. Now that we're officially in the month of October, it's time to break out the Halloween Oracle cards because, well, this is the month to do that, obviously. So let's see what your Halloween Oracle cards say. The Skull of Stars, Infinite Possibilities. The Hearth, Happiness in our hearts and homes. And Winter, the sacredness of pausing. So I'm going to start off here with Winter, the sacredness of pausing. And that very much so reminds me of what we just saw here with traffic jam on the 405, delays ahead. So, obviously if you're stuck in traffic, if there are delays, you're basically pausing is what it comes down to. So that's why I'm saying you guys may hit some frustrations in the month of October, feeling like things are just not going anywhere. Like nothing is happening, nothing is moving, nothing is happening at your pace. Try not to be frustrated with it. The other interesting thing about wintertime is, it looks like everything is basically dead outside. There's nothing green. There's no leaves on the trees. It just looks like everything is dead. But are the trees actually dead? No, of course not. They're hibernating is basically what it comes down to. They're rejuvenating, refreshing themselves, getting themselves ready for spring when, you can actually start to see buds start to sprout out on the leaves and that kind of thing again. So, just remember, if things seem slow, that doesn't mean that things are dead and done and out of order. It just means things are happening behind the scenes that you probably can't see yet, and it's just not time for you to know about it yet. With Skull of the Stars, Infinite Possibilities, like I said, you guys, I feel like, infinite possibilities are going to be presented your way here. Opportunities with, this cup here that's going to be offered to you guys. So pay attention to that stuff. I feel like these things are going to be presented towards you in the month of October, and I don't want you guys to miss that. I don't want you guys to miss that because you're being, stubborn and guarded and, have your walls up and that kind of thing, because I feel like these could be really good opportunities here, things that are going to be in your favor, basically. I don't want you guys to be the reason for your own personal traffic jam and have your own delays. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. And with Hearth, Happiness in our hearts and homes, like I said at the very start of this reading, you guys, you got the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. And, fours to me are very much so about our stability, our home life. So I feel like even though other areas of your life, especially romantically, may be kind of up and down in the month of October, I feel like your home is probably going to be your safe haven. Your home is going to be where you're able to ground yourself and find that stability, basically, during the month of October. So, make sure to take your time grounding yourself, feeling that stability, and also, getting out there and, cleansing as well the way that you need to, like a healthy balance of both of those. And then finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, my Father gives you the true bread from heaven, John 6:32. So the true bread from heaven, basically the way I look at it as what the true bread of heaven is, it's not what you eat physically, although of course now I'm thinking I'd like to have some bread, which is totally random. It's not what you eat physically, it's what you're taking in spiritually. So just make sure that, the information that you guys are receiving and, the prayers that people are giving you and all that kind of stuff, make sure that you're taking in the right stuff, the right information. And it's just like, there's so much stuff, especially on the internet, especially when it comes down to spiritual stuff and everything, there's a lot of misinformation out there and that kind of thing, stuff that could be more harmful towards you. And I've been there myself. I've experienced that myself. Just the other week, I was trying to understand some stuff, basically dealing with astrology, and I got some information that honestly made me feel horrible and made me feel attacked, in a sense, in my own situation. And anything that is going to make you feel down and like bring you down and not like feel convicted or motivated or anything like that, that's something that's not for you. We all have things that we need to work on, of course. We all have ways we can rise up and be better. But if it's not making you feel motivated and having that desire to do so, it's not for you. So just be careful with the information that you're receiving out there, because not everybody who is giving their information away has the best intentions, is what it comes down to. So yeah, anyways, that's what I have for you guys and your October 2021 reading. So hopefully this message made sense and resonated for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just with a simple, sweet, small emoji. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys also know whenever I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will be notified of that. And as I mentioned at the start of this reading, lives are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And as I said before, you guys, I'm also open and available for private readings. So if you're interested in a private reading, feel free to contact me, hit me up about those as well. And my deck here, written in the stars, this center deck right here, is available on Etsy. So you can check that out if you're interested in that deck. And yeah, that's basically that. So I want to thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this red maple leaf, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out your October 2021 prediction. So this is your October 2021 reading. Hello to any of my fellow October babies, because October I'm pretty excited for, because it is my birthday month. So shout out to any of you also celebrating birthdays in October, or Libras, because for me, I'm in the Libra part of the October season. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to start off here, you guys, with your Crystal Unicorn Tarot cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay them down here on the desk. And then we'll connect the dots and see how they correlate to one another and what the story is that unfolds for you. All right, we have the Empress, the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, Temperance, and the Two of Pentacles. All right. You got 3 major arcana in here, you guys. All right, so we're going to start off here with this Empress card, which is pretty positive, you guys. So the Empress is pretty much someone who embodies all of the queens of the deck. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So she is, you know, the Empress. She's all of them. She has all of those wrapped up into one. So the good news for you guys is, with the Empress popping out and being the first one to pop out, I feel like during the month of October, you guys are going to be sitting pretty in your Empress energy. So I feel like you guys are going to be super confident, feeling good about yourself, you know, just being awesome, being amazing, just like owning it, you know, owning it in your personal life, owning it in your professional life, owning it in every area. So even though there's going to be a lot of things going on in October, you know, I know there's a lot of planets being all crazy and screwy and things like that. You know, we got retrograde and that kind of thing going on with Mercury. Regardless of all that stuff though, I feel like you guys are going to be thriving. You guys are going to be doing well. Even if things are falling apart around you, it's like nothing is going to even disturb you on the inside. Like you're going to be standing up tall. You know, it's almost like the kind of energy, like if someone told you to sit down and you had no choice but to sit down, you would be sitting down, but you would be thinking to yourself in your mind, you'd be like, I may be sitting down, but on the inside, I'm standing up. Like, I feel like that's the kind of confidence you guys are going to be exuding in the month of October. So that's a really positive energy. And it's interesting here because with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles is about juggling. It's kind of about like going back and forth about different things. Yeah, just like handling a lot of different things. So I feel like as the Empress, you guys may be juggling a lot of stuff during the month of October. That basically, like, the month of October is going to be a very busy season for you in whatever it is that you're doing. It could be busy for you personally, professionally, both together. I just feel like it's going to be a busy season, a busy time for you. You know, of course, you know, the fall season getting underway that it is, it's also going to be kind of ushering in the holiday season soon thereafter, after October. So I don't know, maybe you're going to be preparing for things coming up, you know, even beyond October with like Thanksgiving and Christmas and things like that coming up. It could be busy planning things for, you know, Halloween or whatever it is. But I feel like you guys are just going to be like juggling a lot. But I don't feel like it's going to be in a bad way because, you know, the thing is, the Empress, she can handle anything that's thrown at her. So I don't feel like that this is going to be something that, you know, breaks you, basically. It's not going to be something that you can't handle. If anything, because you're in this Empress energy, you may be very good at delegating responsibilities to other people with all the different things that you're juggling. You know, like if you're the boss of a company, you may be very good at delegating responsibilities to different people who are your employees. Or, you know, you could be the head of the household and you're very good at delegating responsibilities to, you know, your kids or, you know, whoever else it is that lives under the same roof as you, kind of a thing. Not in like a bossy way or anything like that, but just in like a way that gets things done and keeps things organized and flowing and going, basically. So yeah, I feel like you guys are basically good at balancing it all. You know, it can be a lot. It can be a lot wearing a lot of different hats, you know, being the mother and being someone who, you know, maybe runs her own business or works for somebody else or whatever it is that you do work-wise, or, you know, is there for, you know, her husband and is there for her friends and, you know, runs the dog to the vet when the dog is sick or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I feel like you guys are just really good at balancing it all, which is interesting because we also have like these very conflicting energies in terms of pace coming through for you guys. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot, and these two kind of contradict one another when it comes down to the pace of things, in terms of the pace of anything getting done. So the Knight of Pentacles, he is the slowest mover in the deck. He is as slow as molasses is what it comes down to. The good attributes about the Knight of Pentacles is he is solid, he's steady, he's got that good earth energy. And because he is solid and steady, you got to kind of think of the Knight of Pentacles as basically, if this were to be the tortoise and the hare, he would definitely be the tortoise. So it may take him a while to cross that finish line, but the good news is he always does. He always completes the task at hand. He always completes things. He, like I said, you can count on him. He will be there, but he's just slow at getting it done. And then we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is, I wouldn't say it's like the complete opposite. Like the Chariot still gets things done, but the Chariot is definitely not slow. The Chariot is fast. The Chariot is quick. Someone who gets into their Chariot basically and just charges forward and gets things done. And the other interesting thing about the Chariot too is the Chariot is very good at overcoming adversaries. So anything or any person or any type of thing that would stand in the way of some kind of obstacle, the Chariot overcomes all obstacles basically. So once again, I feel like you being in that Empress energy, one of the reasons why you're able to balance it all in the month of October is I feel like you guys have this very interesting combination of being able to balance these two energies out. Like, how to like get in your Chariot and get things done and overcome any obstacles that may stand in your way with anything. But at the same time, you're not like so overcome with power in a sense to get things done that you just like run over people or you do things haphazardly or hastily or anything like that. You still take your time. You're grounded about it at the same time. Like you're stable and you're steady about it. And I think because you guys carry this very interesting combination in terms of energy to get things done, that is why you're able to balance things and balance it all basically. And only someone who would be in that kind of Empress energy would probably have the capability and the strength to do that, because like I said, the Empress is the embodiment of all the queens. She's confident, like she can be the one who can definitely handle the most there with that. And then you guys also have the Temperance card coming out here, and Temperance is about balance. It's about balancing it all in a sense. It is about things balancing themselves out. And temperance for me can also mean patience. It's about being patient for things. So I feel like you guys have an incredible capacity for patience, which is why you're able to be that Knight of Pentacles when you need to be. You're able to kind of, it's almost like driving, you guys. When you need to switch gears. Like if you're driving in the mountains or whatever, and you need to like really kick it into high gear, like you get into that Chariot and kick it into high gear in a sense to climb up the mountain. Like you guys know when it's time to do that, and you guys know when it's time to take it slow and to take it easy coming down from the mountain, because you don't need to put the gas on at that point in time, and you don't want to either. So I feel like you guys know how to do that. You're able to balance that. And, like I said, with that Knight of Pentacles there, that's just proof that you guys have this incredible capacity to be patient. So I feel like for most of you guys, if you're resonating with this pile, you're probably someone who has a lot on your shoulders. You could, like I said, you could be someone who runs their own business, for example. You could be, even if you don't run your own business, I feel like this could be somebody who maybe works in like the medical field, or maybe someone who's like a teacher, something like that. But yeah, someone who definitely has a lot going on with that. Even if this doesn't apply for your career, you could be like a mom or something and just have a lot going on at home, a lot of kids to take care of. Maybe your husband or your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever is like a kid too that you have to take care of. I just feel like there's a lot of moving parts in your life is what it comes down to, and that sometimes it may drive you crazy, but I feel like you guys really enjoy your life at the same time because you are the Empress, and I feel like you guys wouldn't know what to do with yourselves if you didn't have all that going on. But like I said, I feel like you guys know how to balance it all. That Temperance here backs that up for sure. And it's just gonna be a very busy October. But I don't see it anything like negative or anything bad coming through about that. It's gonna be just, filled with activities, filled with stuff going on, but nothing that you can't handle. I also have some oracle cards for you guys. First up is from Written in the Stars, which is my own deck, actually, that I just recently released. And these are general messages in life, in love, in your career, in all kinds of different things, which is why I decided to incorporate this for this particular general reading. And the theme to it is kind of like a pop culture, Hollywood kind of theme. So if you guys enjoy this deck, it is available for purchase on Etsy, and the link for that is in the description box. So let's see what comes through for you guys with these cards. I'm just going to go ahead and lay them down here and see what we got. We have unhappily ever afters happen in La La Land. Chicks before dicks, even when you're the Golden Girls. Grammy winner for Best Love Song from Your Person. And Walk the Red Carpet, Sparkle, Glow, and Shine. All right, you guys. So starting with unhappily ever afters happen in La La Land. Basically, if you guys have seen like the musical La La Land, for example, it's all about LA. And, the ending of the movie, I think, surprised a lot of people because it wasn't like the typical happy ending everyone thought it was going to be. I don't want to say that the characters wound up completely unhappy or anything. I just feel like it was a twist that the audience wasn't expecting, is what it comes down to. And I feel like sometimes you guys may experience those twists happen in your own life, which is understandable if you have a lot going on. But, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a bad thing. I feel like you guys are pretty knowledgeable of what works for you and what doesn't. So I feel like this card is basically a reminder for you guys to follow what does make you happy, to follow your bliss. Because only when you're not following what gives you peace, and only when you're following what doesn't feel good in your heart and feel good in your spirit and your soul deep down, that's when you get the unhappily ever after. That's when you get the endings that you don't like, regardless of those twists and turns. So, you can have twists and turns, and that's okay. You guys know how to navigate that stuff, between that Knight of Pentacles and that Chariot, you know how to navigate that. I think that the most important thing is follow what makes you happy, regardless of what anyone else has to say, because you know what? Everyone has an opinion about something, and just because someone has an opinion, if it doesn't resonate for you, if it doesn't click for you, there's no reason that you have to hold on to that. Absolutely no reason. You guys also have chicks before dicks, even when you're the Golden Girls. So I feel like you guys probably have a good friend group around you. You gotta love the Golden Girls because they're all older women, and they're just there for each other. They stick together, and obviously throughout the series there are men that come and go and that kind of thing. And I know the series ends with Dorothy getting married and stuff, but still it's it's heartwarming that these old ladies basically come together and kind of create their own family together during the time that show is on. And I feel like you guys have your own friend group, and it's like you already know when you're in your 60s, your 70s, whatever, you guys are going to be hanging out with each other, maybe chasing each other around in a retirement home on like little scooters or something, eating cheesecake, talking about men. But I feel like you guys have a solid friend group, and that, you guys are always going to be there for each other no matter what. We also have Grammy winner for Best Love Song from Your Person. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you may have a particular person in your life, a particular love connection, whether it's a boyfriend or a husband, even if you're not like actually with that person. It could simply be someone where you feel like emotionally and mentally taken already, like you're unavailable because your heart is already with that person, even if it's like a twin flame kind of situation. You don't have to like physically be with somebody to have that connection with somebody. So I feel like regardless of where this relationship is at, you guys probably have a connection with somebody, and this person, if they could write a love song for you, they would. That they may be someone who's very poetic. They may be someone who's very good with their words, basically. They may be someone who actually dabbles in music, for that matter. And with Walk the Red Carpet, Sparkle, Glow, Shine, I love this card. It is one of my favorite cards in the deck because it is basically reminding you guys to do just that. Sparkle, glow, shine, keep dazzling the crap out of people, basically. Just keep being you, because you have this amazing light on the inside of you, especially considering the Empress card popped out here, and the Empress definitely knows how to do that. She knows how to sparkle, glow, and shine. She knows how to work that red carpet. She can do it flawlessly with absolutely no issues. So I feel like that's just a reminder that you guys can do that too. And, I know the world can be a dark place. It can be a crappy place. It can be a miserable place. But because it's so dark and so crappy, that's exactly why the world needs more of you. It needs more of your light. So definitely keep letting that light shine and keep letting it just shine on through, because there are more people who need that than you are aware of. And we have some Halloween oracle cards for you guys, because now that it's officially October, we gotta start cracking out the Halloween oracle cards, of course. That only makes the most sense. So we have the Lamp, Remembrance, Dawn, the Light After the Darkness, and Lady de los Muchos. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I could be slaughtering it, but that's okay. Acceptance and Equality. So I'm going to start off with this one, dealing with acceptance and equality. So, the word that mainly sticks out to me here with this card is equality, because when things are equal, there is balance. And what did you guys have a lot of coming out here with your tarot cards? You had Temperance, which is about balance, and then you have the Two of Pentacles, which is about juggling things. And like I said, you guys, I feel like the month of October, you may be balancing a lot of things, but you're going to know how to balance it all. And with the acceptance part of it, I feel like there may be times where, maybe you guys might struggle a little bit in finding that balance. Like, you may be hearing this and saying like, oh, well, these things all sound great, but I don't know how to balance shit. I feel like you guys may not give yourself enough credit, that you guys probably have a better handle on things than you do. And if there are any places where you feel like you need a little bit of help, you feel like you need a little bit of assistance because you feel like you're not balancing it all, then just ask. I'm sure there are people around you who would be more than willing to help. With the Lamp, Remembrance, that kind of reminds me of nostalgic energy and like looking back at the past, basically. So there could be some opportunities during the month of October where you could be invited to kind of like remember past memories and have a little bit of nostalgia. It could come in a lot of different ways, and especially with, going into October and the fall season really kicking into gear. People start to get into that nostalgic type of energy anyways, because we're going to start getting into the holiday season, and that brings up a lot of memories. So you may have a lot of like flooding of memories and that kind of thing, nostalgia be hitting you during the month of October as well. And then with dawn, the light after the darkness, you guys, that's just another emphasis here on walk the red carpet, sparkle, glow, shine. You guys are that light. Let it shine, sparkle, shine, glow, let it out. The world, like I said, it can be a dark place, it can be nasty, people can be rude, people can be just downright evil at times. But, usually in those situations, those are the people who need the love the most. Those are the people who need to see that light the most. They need to see a good and positive example. They need to see someone who has a good heart and someone who cares. And I feel like that is you guys. So definitely keep being you. Don't stop being you. Let that light shine. And finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, he shall do also. The greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. So this is basically talking about like good works, like activities, like good things that you would do for another person. And I feel like that could be one of the ways that you may wind up, once again, sparkling, shining, glowing, showing that light. Basically, it's just by like showing up and being there for other people in your actions, in your words, in just how you interact with people in your everyday life in the world, because that makes a big difference. Anyways, hopefully this message resonated for you guys and made sense. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below, even if it's just with a simple, sweet, small emoji. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys also know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will get notified of that as well. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I am live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm also open and available for private readings, like I mentioned before as well. So if you're interested in one of those, my contact information and all that is in the description box down below, as well as the link to my deck here, Written in the Stars. If you're interested in checking that out, that is available over on Etsy too. So I just want to thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this red shiny leaf, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you for October of 2021. All right, exciting stuff, you guys. And if I can set up this leaf over here, stay please, my friend. I like to try to put my leaves somewhat on display, but they don't always like to go with what I want them to do. Anyway, if you are a October baby celebrating your birthday this month, like me, happy birthday in advance to my fellow October friends, especially Libra ones, because you would be like me, October, Libra. It's all good, but I love you, Scorpio, Libra, or Scorpio October babies too. Either way, October, we're awesome. Anyway, we're going to start off here with your Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay these down here on the desk, and then we'll connect the dots, see how they correlate to one another, and see what the story is here for you guys for October 2021. Okay, first card you guys got is Judgment, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Hermit. Okay, so for you guys, interesting. I see a lot of stuff going on. So I feel like you guys have probably been in hermit mode quite a bit. Now, hermit mode is about going within, just kind of spending time on your own, just, it could be just like quietly, privately meditating, pondering over things for yourself, reevaluating things for yourself, but it's just, it's just quietly going within. If anything, I feel like the whole world has kind of been in hermit mode for nearly 2 years now, because how many of us have had no choice but to hermit because of COVID and stuff like that. So even though quite a bit has, opened up with the world again out there, businesses are opening up again and stuff like that, I feel like there's a lot of us who are just very hesitant in a sense to get back out there, simply because it's like once you've kind of been enclosed and hermited away for a period of time, whether it's on purpose or by force or by choice, it doesn't matter. Like, it definitely has an effect on the psyche. And even if you want to get out there and socialize with other people and be a part of, the public and the world and that kind of thing, even if that desire is there, it doesn't mean that it's automatically easy to do and just step out there and go and do that. So I feel like you guys could still kind of be dealing with a hermit mode kind of thing, where you're just like, I'm kind of comfy and cozy in my own little nook and cranny over here in the world, and I don't really want to go out there and be a part of that kind of stuff. And I feel like there could be more reasons going on with it than just like, oh, it's been COVID or whatever, because you guys also have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is kind of like your own mental imprisonment in a sense. Because if you look at this card, this unicorn is wearing a blindfold and its hooves are tied up. And it's surrounded by all these swords. Now, the thing is, this unicorn is not actually in any kind of prison. It's not actually in any kind of jail or in any kind of trouble. It could easily just, slip right out of those bands that tie it, remove that blindfold and walk right through the swords and move on with its life, move on with its day, but it's choosing not to. It's choosing to not see. It's choosing to stay in the prison that it's kind of put itself in. And sometimes we do that to ourselves in life. Sometimes we kind of put a blinder on. We put these blindfolds on, and, we don't want to see, we don't want to acknowledge. We'd rather just kind of plug our ears and go, la, 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 I'm not listening, I'm not seeing, I'm not doing anything. It's kind of like we would rather sit and stew in our own drama, in a sense. But, mental imprisonment, it can be a lot of things. It can be obsessive worrying. It can be, just being overly dramatic about stuff. It can be being stuck in a negative thought pattern type of loop. A lot of the times we'll do that. And, in some ways, being in hermit mode and the Eight of Swords can go hand in hand, because if we're stuck in a negative self-talk kind of a loop, or we're living in worry, we're living in fear, we'll kind of hermit ourselves away. We'll be like, I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to stay here because it's safe. And You know, there's a time and there's a place to be in hermit mode, but we're not supposed to live our lives like that. We're not supposed to live as a hermit. Um, you know, it's one thing to take yourself out of a situation or to step away for a little bit because you need to like recharge your battery, you need to rest and recoup. That's a healthy way to hermit away. But sometimes it can be for unhealthy reasons, which I feel like, unfortunately, for most of you guys, this may be something that you may be struggling in the month of October, is hermiting away for unhealthy reasons, unhealthy thought patterns, negative loops that you basically think in your mind that keeps you held up and held away. And these could be things that were there even before COVID happened and even before all that happened. Another thing that I feel like kind of backs this up is you guys also have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is, she is a queen who, she has a lot of thoughts, and a lot of right thoughts is what it comes down to, because she is kind of like the queen who is like the most mental of all the queens. She's very much like that mental kind of energy. So she's usually in her head a lot. And while she's very much so someone who's in her power, the problem is that she may be someone who's too much in her power in her mind, that her mind is almost working against her. I feel like, all of those thoughts that she has, it's kind of gone to a place where it's overthinking, overanalyzing, just overdoing it. And, I will say this much, if nobody else is resonating for this pile right now, I will say I myself can resonate with this pile, because I do this. I overthink. I overanalyze. That's like 100% me. It's like, yeah, that's what I do. And the problem is, when you're overthinking and when you're overanalyzing things, it'll put you into this place where you'll start getting stuck into these negative thought patterns and these negative loops, because you'll be overthinking and overanalyzing every scenario, every single possibility as to what an outcome can be. And because you're probably pretty cautious about things, and because you want to make sure that things go well or have a positive outcome or are done right, you'll avoid anything that could possibly potentially be a negative outcome. And then you wind up not doing anything at all and just hermiting away. You just hermit away, and then you kind of freeze yourself from making any choices, from making any decisions, from taking any actions, saying any words, from doing anything whatsoever. And you'll just hermit yourself away. You'll play the negative loops over and over again in your head because you're too busy overthinking here as that Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords can also be known as like the Ice Queen too. She can be known for being kind of closed off and that kind of thing. And I feel like for you guys, it's not necessarily that you are closed off like towards other people or like outside things. I feel like you're closed off towards coming out of your shell, coming out of that hermit mode. You're closed off to taking off the blindfold, stepping through the swords, and like actually making some choices and actually like moving forward with things. So I feel like that's more so what you're closed off to. So I feel like this is something major that is going to have to be dealt with and is going to have to change in the month of October. And I do feel like it's going to change because you guys have the judgment card here. And I feel like, God, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, I feel like, spirit's been watching you torture yourself, basically. And spirit is just like blowing the trumpet on this. And spirit is basically like saying to you, enough of this bullshit. Like, enough of you overthinking yourself into a place where you are completely blinded to anything good happening around you, that you're so obsessed with like all the negative possibilities that you're hermiting yourself. And I feel like, spirit is like just putting its foot down and saying enough is enough. Like, things are not as bad as you think. Like, the loop that you have yourself stuck in, if things aren't going your way, if things are not good, it's because you're the one doing it. It's not because I'm not giving you opportunities. I'm going to give you opportunities. I'm spirit. I want to give you good things. I want to give you blessings, favor, abundance, positive things. I want to help you make your dreams come true. I want to give you the life of your dreams, basically. But you're the one stopping yourself from doing it. So I feel like spirit is going to basically blow the trumpet on you sometime this month, put its foot down and say enough is enough of like these insane head games that you play with yourself. It's not that somebody else is playing a head game on you. You are playing it on yourself. You're like your own worst enemy. And I feel like once you're able to grasp that, once you're able to get that, you guys are going to enter a time of celebration, because the Six of Wands is just that. It's a completely different energy. You can't be like all celebratory and having a good time when you're hermited away. It's the exact opposite of torturing yourself with thoughts and things like that. The Six of Wands is like party time, basically. These unicorns here, they're pretty much on parade. They're on parade, they're having a good time, they're celebrating. It's like, hey, the good times are back again. It's time to celebrate. Blessings and abundance are here. And I feel like, all that needs to happen is for that switch to be flipped. That's it. And I feel like once you guys grasp that from this judgment call being put on you, you're going to see everything change automatically. And you're going to see that everything that, you were overthinking about, overanalyzing about, everything that you were fearing and not seeing, you're going to see that, that like you had nothing to worry about, that everything was okay the entire time. So I feel like you guys are going to enter this season of blessing and abundance and celebration once that judgment call is made. And you may kind of feel like a fool. You may feel kind of stupid, basically. Like, oh, shit, well, why didn't I see that before? But you'll be made a fool for good reason, for your own good, for something positive. So it's going to be all good. Anyways, I also have some oracle cards for you guys. First up, we have Written in the Stars, which is my own oracle deck. One that I just released, and it is basically general messages, which is why I decided to include it in this reading, since it's a general reading. So it has messages in life, love, your career, pretty much anything and everything. It has a pop culture theme to it, like with some Hollywood stuff mixed in there. So if you like any of those kinds of things, then you may enjoy this deck. And it is available for purchase on Etsy. So check out my Etsy shop if you're interested in it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put down these cards too, and we'll see exactly how they connect in with what we already got here. So we have the proposal to take things from business to pleasure. They would sing for you because you're their American Idol. Dazzled by the Edward to your Bella. And underestimated like Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. All right, you guys. So I'm definitely getting quite a bit of a love kind of vibe here. So that goes to tell me that whatever has been happening over here with the overthinking and the overanalyzing and the kind of chaining yourself up in your brain thing, hermiting away, I feel like it might be about your love life. I feel like it could definitely be love related, because you have, they would sing for you because you're their American Idol. So I feel like whoever it is that you're dealing with, that you maybe kind of be up in your head about in terms of your thoughts, I feel like this person sees you in a better light than you probably even realize. They see you as like their American Idol, basically, and if you guys have watched any of those singing competition kind of shows, American Idol or whatnot, like the person who wins is the American Idol, basically. They're the ones who wind up being the winner of that season. And I feel like you're the winner to them every time, every season. You're the winner. If they could sing for you themselves, they would. You probably mean a lot more to this person than you even realize. And with the proposal to take things from business to pleasure, this card is kind of based off of the movie The Proposal, basically, which is pretty much what happens. They work together, or more like Ryan Reynolds' character works for Sandra Bullock's character. And initially, they can't really stand each other. They don't really like each other very much. But by the end of the movie, they actually fall in love, and they decide to get married and all this other kind of stuff. It's a cute movie, and of course you gotta love Betty White in there too. Totally unrelated to that, but still, she's in it. She's awesome. But yeah, so the point is like they start off as people who work together, who meet each other in the career end of things, and they wind up falling in love, and it winds up becoming more. So for some of you guys, this connection could be a work connection. It could be somebody that you work with, you work for, they could work for you. You guys somehow network and connect with each other somehow, some way, dealing with your jobs. So I feel like for some of you guys, there could be like a work connection there for this love situation. And we also have dazzled by the Edward to your Bella. So I feel like just as much as this person sees you as their American Idol, you are completely dazzled by this person the way Bella was about Edward, like from Twilight. She saw him walk into the cafeteria, and that was it. Like she just wanted to figure him out. She was blown away by him. She was blown away by his beauty. The movies don't do it justice, like the descriptions as to how gorgeous they describe Edward is in the books, basically. But, she is dazzled by him, and he even asks her, do I dazzle you, basically. So I feel like this person almost kind of hypnotizes you in this way that they dazzle you. And because they are so intoxicating, that could be one of the reasons why you kind of trip yourself up in this overthinking, because you are so enamored by them. But, the fact that they would sing for you because you are their American Idol, I feel like they are just as enamored with you as you are them. Even if they don't necessarily show it, even if they haven't shown it yet, like there's a mutual connection there. And then we have underestimated, like Elle Woods and Legally Blonde. So, in the movie Legally Blonde, Elle, she is off to Harvard to become a lawyer, and no one thinks that she can do it, basically. No one thinks that she can pull it off. Everyone just writes her off as just this dumb blonde from LA, and she'd be better off as a Playboy model or something, basically. And, she wants more for herself. She believes that she can do more, that, she has a brain, she has a mind that she can really use, that she's not just about her body, she's not just about her looks. So while everyone may underestimate her during the movie, she rises to the occasion and basically proves everyone wrong, and proves that, she can be and do more than enough when it comes to becoming a lawyer. So specifically for you guys in this type of situation, I feel like you underestimate yourself a lot when it comes to your connection with this person. You may kind of play yourself as down as dumb in a sense dealing with this. You may feel like, oh, they don't see me as their American Idol or anything like that, but that's not true. I feel like this person cares about you, that there's genuine love that is mutual there, And you kind of underestimate yourself with this overthinking and overanalyzing and keeping yourself trapped in these negative thoughts and this negative thought pattern, basically. That you're the one underestimating yourself. Because if you saw how much potential you truly have inside of you, just like Elle Woods, you would realize that, they do think that you're awesome sauce, that they're just as dazzled by you as you are them. And then you guys can have this time of celebration coming together. But it all starts with defeating that battle that happens in your mind. Majority of why we are unsatisfied in our lives, it's because something isn't happening right in our minds. It starts with our thoughts. It starts with how we think of ourselves and how we think of our situations. And, our thoughts create our feelings. Our feelings wind up becoming what we wind up speaking about. What we talk about is what we start to take actions on. So, really pay attention to that. The mind is a battlefield, basically. So, you can overcome that. Stop underestimating yourself. We also have some Halloween oracle cards, you guys. So, it is October now, obviously. So I decided to break out the Halloween oracle cards because, how can we not? And we have ancestors. The love and legacy of our DNA. Trick or treat, mischief and play, and death. The eternal cycle begins here. So I'm going to start off with death here, you guys. And, whenever I see a death card, it doesn't matter if it's the Halloween oracle or if it's, in the tarot, whatever it is. Whenever I see death, I never think of it as a bad thing. I always think of it as rebirth. I always think of it as a brand new beginning, because that's what it is. Every time something ends, every time that there is an ending, there's always a brand new beginning elsewhere. So I feel like in the month of October, that's what you guys are going to be experiencing. You guys are going to be experiencing the closing out of one cycle and the beginning of another. And specifically, I feel like this cycle that's going to be ending is going to be like all this overthinking, this Queen of Swords energy that's kind of egged that on, and, being hermited up because of it. So I feel like this is the stuff that's going to wind up ending because of that judgment call that's going to be made. And it's going to usher in this brand new cycle, a season of celebration, a good time, basically, which would also play into trick or treat, mischief, and play. So, think about it. When you were a kid, for example, and you would get dressed up and you would go trick-or-treating and everything, that was such a magical and fun time as a kid, and that's such a short period of time in our lives, we don't get that kind of magic again as an adult, really. So, so mischief and play, I feel like you guys are going to have like this chance for innocence again and fun and play and to just have a good time, because that's what trick-or-treating is. It's a time to dress up and, show off your outfit and collect candy, and, how can you go wrong with that, basically? So I feel like you guys are going to be entering in that season of celebration, like I said, play. And then with ancestors, I just invented a new word, apparently. The love and legacy of your DNA. So I feel like this card is indicating that, your ancestors, your family members from the past, people who have since moved on from this lifetime, I feel like you have them looking out for you. So, whether it's a parent that has passed, or grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, it could be family that you've never even met, never even knew. But I feel like these family members are looking out for you. They're watching over you. They're there to take care of you. And even if it sometimes feels like you're all alone, even if it feels like sometimes you don't have any family, that family is still there for you, and they're guiding and leading your steps. And if family, for example, is one area where you lack, I feel like they're going to help bring in family for you guys. I feel like they're going to help restore areas where there may be lack and that kind of thing. So I feel like there's definitely you got a team of support around you, basically, from your ancestors. And you could also be healing quite a bit from your ancestors too, because sometimes our ancestors kind of leave us a energetic, spiritual, emotional mess for us to have to clean up. And for those of you who may have that, I feel like there may be kind of a cleanup job happening for you, but I feel like you're not alone in navigating that and figuring that out. And that, I feel like overall this is a good card. It's a good sign. You got family who support you and who are behind you and who are going to, help lead you into this time of celebration, basically. Finally, you guys, I have a card from Loving Words from Jesus because, in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Luke 12:32. So, what's really interesting about this card is, we have Jesus and the little lamb, the little sheep here by the water. And Jesus is protecting that sheep because that's what the good shepherd does, right? He tends to the flock. He takes care of the sheep. And I know in modern day culture lately, it's a really negative thing to be called a sheep. Especially when it comes to like politics and that kind of thing. And I'm not sitting here to talk politics with you guys, but you hear that a lot when it comes down to politics, where people are just like, "I don't want to be a sheep. You're a sheep because you did this and you did that and blah, 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 blah." But you know what? We need to reframe the way that we see sheep. And being a sheep is a good thing. Because you know what? If that means that like Jesus, Spirit, God, your higher power, source, whatever it is, if that means you're being looked out after, you're being taken care of, then I want to be a sheep. Because you know what? Like, Jesus protects the sheep. If there's a wolf coming, the shepherd, the good shepherd, keeps the wolves away and makes sure that the sheep gets water, is safe, is protected, gets food, has a happy life. So, do I want to be protected and taken care of by the good shepherd? Yes. So I'm more than willing to be a sheep. So let's reframe and relook at how we look at being a sheep in terms of culture these days. So it's okay to be a sheep. It's okay to know that you're taken care of. So you guys don't need to worry. You don't need to go into that overthinking, overanalyzing headspace, thinking that you're not taken care of. You are taken care of. And I feel like your ancestors are part of that too. They're there making sure that you're going to be okay. So I feel like October is going to be a big month for you guys in terms of letting go of fears, letting go of negative thought patterns and things that, stress you out, and releasing all of that, having a judgment call being made on all of that, so that way then you guys can move into a time of celebration and goodness and blessings and favor. So hopefully this message resonated and made sense for you guys. If the message didn't flow, then please just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below, even if it's just with a simple, sweet, small emoji. And please give this video also a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys also know when I'm going live. And like I mentioned at the start of this video, lives are every Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and private readings are also open and available too. So if you guys are interested in a private reading, feel free to hit me up for that too. And this deck, Written in the Stars, if you enjoyed that, it is available on Etsy. So if you guys want to check that out, you can too. So all that information, live readings, this deck, Written in the Stars, private readings, all of that information is in the description box down below, as well as ways to contact me. So yeah, anyways, I want to thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the golden leaf, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you October of 2021. All right, we're going to start off here with your Crystal Unicorn Tarot cards. And I just want to say a quick happy birthday to all of my fellow October babies, because this is my birthday month too. So shout out to you guys, especially if you're a Libra, because I am on the Libra side of October. But, you know, regardless of when your birthday is in October, it doesn't matter where it is in the month, happy birthday. So we're pretty awesome, us October babies. We gotta stick together. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just lay these cards down here on the desk, and we will see exactly how they connect, how they correlate with one another, and what the story is that needs to unfold here for you guys. So we have the Fool, the Five of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Moon, and the Seven of Pentacles. All right, you guys. So, all right, we're going to start off here with the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords to me is all about being double-minded, basically. This is the double-minded card in the deck for me. So what is being double-minded, you ask? So being double-minded is pretty much not being able to make a decision on something. It's being split between two different things, and almost in a sense being immobile because you are stuck between these two different things. So kind of imagine like you're standing at a state border, basically. Like let's say you're standing on the border of California and Nevada, and you have one foot in California and you have the other foot in Nevada. But you can't live your life one foot in California and one foot in Nevada. You eventually have to make up your mind to either stand in Nevada and be in Nevada, or stand in California and be in California. You can't be in both places at the same time. Like, there is no house that exists sitting on the border like that. So basically, yeah, you're sitting on the border of something and you have to make up your mind. So I feel like you guys could be dealing with something like that during the month of October, where you're just double-minded and you can't make up your mind, and you kind of go back and forth and you're wishy-washy, and you're just like, should I do this or should I do that? Should I go this way or should I go that way? And it could be dealing with anything. It could be in your career. It could be in your love life. It could be with anything that's going on. So take it as it resonates. But I feel like you guys may be double-minded about something that you need to make a decision on, and nothing is really happening. You're not really making a decision. You're kind of just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna, not make a decision. And I feel like the reason why you guys are like that is because of this Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is pretty much someone who feels like they have missed out on opportunities. It's kind of a sad card. This unicorn here is focused on the 3 cups that have spilt over here. And I feel like that's kind of what you guys are doing. You guys are focusing on what has already spilt over, what has already gone wrong, what has already backfired or failed or not worked out in regards to this situation. But the thing is, with the Five of Cups, it's not all sad. Like, it's sad if you just look at these three cups and you ignore these two. But the truth is, there are two cups right here that are perfectly full, perfectly available, perfectly good. And they're yours for the taking. That's the opportunity. But unfortunately, you're not paying attention to that. You're fixated on what has gone wrong and not paying attention to what could go right. And I feel like because of this situation, because of what's already happened and what's already unfolded for you, it's put you in this state of mind of not making a decision then, not doing anything, because you would rather focus on what has gone wrong rather than look at what could possibly go right. So it's kind of kept you immobile, in a sense, from doing anything and just being double-minded, which doesn't help anybody. And, I feel like it's easier for you guys to focus on the failures and focus on what has gone wrong because you guys also have the Moon card here. And the Moon card is, it can be a couple different things. It can represent feminine energy, for example, but it can also represent the unknown. It can represent kind of like this mystery, the need to tap into your intuition because you don't know everything that's going on. And I feel like one of the reasons why it's difficult for you guys to make a decision and pay attention to what has already unfolded that's gone wrong is even if you are able to acknowledge that these two cups exist, that there are possible opportunities out there for you, you still wind up ignoring it because you don't know what it is. That's what the mystery is all about. That's where the suspense is. That's the unknown. You don't know. It's unknown to you what's in these two cups. And it's easy to fear that. It's easy to fear the unknown. That's just human nature. We all do it. So I feel like because you guys are more scared of what the unknown is, you don't wind up looking at these two cups. But, usually, especially in the Five of Cups, whatever these two cups are, there's something good. There's something positive. It's not something that you need to be scared of. You may not know what it is, but just because you don't know doesn't mean that the unknown is a bad thing. It doesn't mean that it's a scary thing. It doesn't mean that it's anything wrong or terrible. It could be something even better than what was spilled over. It could be like way better than that. But you're not going to know unless you get out of this double-minded mindset you've kind of been in. And I feel like it is going to be a good thing, even though you don't know what it is, because we also have the Seven of Pentacles here. And the Seven of Pentacles is you reap what you sow. It's basically, whatever you put out there into the world is exactly what you're going to get back. It's about that hard work and effort that you put in, whether it's towards the positive or towards the negative. So I feel like, if you guys have been a blessing to other people, for example, if you've been helping other people when they've been down on a hard time, down on their luck, if you've been paying compliments, coming from a genuine and real place to other people, if you've been, like let's say, paying for the person behind you at the drive-through line, you're going to get paid back for that. You're going to get paid back for the investments that you have put into others, for the investments that you put into other situations for the better. Same thing unfortunately goes for the negative. If you're like talking trash about people and being mean and nasty and being like an internet troll or something like that, then unfortunately you're probably going to get trolled in return. But I feel like, this is just a reminder for you guys, to obviously be careful with what it is you're putting out there in the world, because you want to put out the good things out there in the world, because obviously you want to have blessings and favor and all that good stuff returned back to you. Like that's only natural. That's only what, makes the most sense, obviously, you guys. So I feel like you guys have been hard at work, basically planting seeds is what it comes down to. I feel like for most of you guys, this isn't anything to worry about, that you guys have probably been planting good stuff. So even though the unknown may be scary, I feel like there's good things coming. And then with the Fool, the Fool is someone who just takes that leap of faith, basically. They just dive in. They don't necessarily do their research before they make a decision. They don't look both ways before they cross the street. They don't check to see if there's water in the pool before they jump in, but they just jump in. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the point is, they jump in. They are kind of fearless in that sense. They don't overthink. They don't overanalyze. They just do. They just dive in. They just go. And I feel like the universe is asking you guys to just dive in, to take the risk, to step out in faith and to just do the thing. Do the thing, whatever the thing is that you're supposed to be doing in October. That basically this double-minded mindset needs to go to the trash can in the month of October. It needs to go away. You need to stop paying attention to the 3 cups that have spilt over. You need to not worry about the mystery of the situation, not worry about the unknown, because the Fool doesn't. The Fool doesn't think about the unknown. The Fool doesn't care about the unknown. The Fool just dives in because the Fool is ready to find out what the unknown is. And you're not going to know what the unknown is when you're not taking any action, when you're not making any movements towards it. So I feel like you guys are definitely going to be kind of like nudged off the cliff there to take action and to do things and to get beyond your fears so you can stop, living in 2 different places, which causes you to go nowhere in a sense. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of that happening in the month of October. And I also have some cards here for you guys from Written in the Stars, which is my own oracle deck that I just released recently. And these messages are general messages, and this is definitely a general reading, which is why it's here. And so these are general messages in life, love, your career, pretty much anything and everything. It has a pop culture, Hollywood type of theme to it. So if you're interested in those kinds of things and you like those kinds of things, then this may be a deck that you may enjoy. And it is available for purchase on Etsy. So link for that is down below. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and lay down some of these messages here for you guys and see how it connects and see how it correlates. I do kind of see a similar pattern here already with this group that's kind of similar to pile 3. So if you guys were kind of feeling drawn to pile 3 as well, you may want to check out that as well, because I see certain similarities between you guys and pile 3. There's definitely some stuff here that is similar. Because for me myself, as I was diving into pile 3, I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I was preaching to the choir. Like I was like, oh, I couldn't even relate to this for myself. So, and there are certain ways I can, sorry about that, I'm yawning out of nowhere. There are certain ways that I can even relate to this pile too. So, yeah. Like I said, if you're connecting to this pile, you may resonate with pile 3 too. I just want to put that out there before I go any further. But let me put down these cards for you guys, and we'll see what you got for the Written in the Stars cards. My people will call your people. You may have worn 27 dresses, but expect your 28th to be great. A modern day Romeo and Juliet. And needs to come back to life, like in warm bodies. All right, you guys. So not surprisingly, because it kind of played out the same in pile 3, I am definitely kind of noticing a love vibe coming through here with the oracle cards that just came through. Now, mind you, of course, this stuff could be about your career. If it makes more sense for your career or another area of your life, then please take it as it resonates. Don't try and fit yourself into a particular box if that's not the box for you. In no way are we trying to do that. But the reason why I'm picking up on kind of a... Oh my gosh, I'm yawning again, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's like, I gotta yawn. Anyway, the reason I'm picking up on a love vibe for you guys is, number one, we have my people will call your people. So basically, in networking and connecting kind of terms, that's basically about connecting, about communicating pretty much. So if someone is saying my people will call your people, it's like, hey, I'm going to give you a call about this. I'm going to contact you about this. I'm going to hit you up about this so we can plan, network, do whatever it is that we're going to do, connect, communicate on this. So to me, this card is very much about communication is what it comes down to. So I feel like the doors of communication are going to be open in the month of October. Which is funny because we're actually in Mercury retrograde right now, and I know Mercury retrograde does affect communication, but you know what? Like, what's happening in the stars, what's happening in the planets only does so much. At the end of the day, we are definitely the creators of our own reality, the creators of our own world, especially here with like that Seven of Pentacles, you reap what you sow kind of a stuff. So at the end of the day, if communication is meant to flow, it's meant to flow. And I feel like the windows of opportunity are going to be there for there to be communication, for things to actually flow, for things to happen, for people to connect with each other. So I do feel like there is that vibe that is going to be there. A modern day Romeo and Juliet. So, everybody knows the story of Romeo and Juliet, basically. So, like I said, I feel like you guys could definitely have like this love connection where you guys are kind of like star-crossed lovers. It's almost like you guys are on your lives could be, two different sides of the track is what it comes down to. Maybe there's a significant age difference, or maybe you guys live in two different areas of the world. Maybe there are cultural differences between you. Whatever the case may be. But, like obviously Romeo and Juliet's families didn't exactly like each other. They didn't exactly get along with one another, but that didn't stop Romeo and Juliet. They fell in love. They loved each other. If anything, they were the keys to help connect their families is what it comes down to bring peace is what it comes down to. So, you guys may be like night and day and have a lot of differences on the outside. But I feel like when it comes to you and your person, you guys connect. And that love is so real and so deep. And it's so interesting here because you guys also got needs to come back to life, like in Warm Bodies. So if you guys have seen the movie Warm Bodies, it's a zombie movie is what it comes down to. But interestingly, it's actually another play on Romeo and Juliet, because the main characters, the zombie, he goes by R for like Romeo. Like we don't know what his real name is, but he goes by R. And the human girl who falls in love with him, her name is Julie, like Juliet. Like there's even a balcony scene in this whole thing at all. And once again, they come from two separate sides of the world, basically. She is a part of the human world, the remaining humans that are trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, basically. And he comes from the zombie world, like the Walking Dead is pretty much it. And, her father wants to like kill him and kill all the zombies and all this other kind of stuff. But the beautiful thing is the love that they have, the love that they share, that's what brings him back to life. He is brought back to life by Julie. He winds up having a heartbeat. He winds up living again at the end of the movie, because they wind up finding out that the way to heal this virus or this disease or whatever it was that caused the zombie apocalypse, the way to cure it is with love. So I think it's really interesting that like you guys kind of got a double here with the Romeo and Juliet thing. So I feel like there definitely may be like big differences between you and your person. And maybe this is why you feel like there are missed opportunities with them and you feel double minded a lot of the time, not knowing what to do. But I feel like Spirit is telling you to dive in, just deep dive into this, because you know what? There may be times where the situation may feel dead in a lot of ways, where you feel like it's done, that this can't be revived, the connection or anything like that, but it so 1000% can. You know, this is, you know, your R to your Julie, your Romeo to your Juliet, basically. So you guys need to trust that. You know, love heals all. Love is bigger than anything in the world, you know? It's like the two most powerful things in the world are love and hate. And, you know, one is destructive and one is terrible and one is awful and the other one is beautiful and healing and obviously does the exact opposite. So, you know, let love flow in. And love can be scary. It can be the unknown here because we can be scared of getting hurt. But oh man, you guys, it's so worth it. If you're putting love out there into the world, you're going to reap that love coming right back at you. You know, it's worth the risk. It is 1000% worth the risk. So I feel like, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening here for you guys in the month of October, encouraging you to take the risk when it comes to your person and to not be afraid of the unknown with that, you know, whatever has happened between the two of you guys, this love is healing. This love is healing. Even if there's all these differences between the two of you, this love is healing. There's a window of opportunity here for there to be communication, to connect, to have this work out. And then you guys also have, you may have worn 27 dresses, but expect your 28th to be great. So this is based off of the movie 27 Dresses, obviously. And, you know, in the movie, Katherine Heigl's character, she has been a bridesmaid 27 times. And she has yet to be a bride herself. But her 28th dress winds up being her wedding dress. So I feel like you guys may have been to hell and back when it comes to this person. You know, you may have, you know, worn your 27 dresses, being there for all of your friends and their stuff and everything. But you know what? Your 28th dress is coming up. Your time to shine, your opportunity. So I feel like that's coming for you guys. So, you know, you guys have this window of opportunity to see something really transform here in a positive way during the month of October. Despite the retrograde, despite everything else going on, I really feel like the opportunity is there for you. And like I said, if this message is resonating for you, you may want to check out pile number 3 too, because pile 3 and pile 4, the messages have been very, very similar. A little bit of differences here and there, but definitely similarities. So you may want to check that out. I also have some Halloween Oracle cards for you guys because it is officially October now. And, you know, what better time to dive into some Halloween cards than the month of October. So we have the Veil, the Future, Black Cat, Fortune meets Opportunity, and Skull of Flowers, Creating Through the Ashes. So I want to start off here, you guys, with the Veil, the Future. Now, what does this look like to you? What does that look like? Oh, look at that. You guys got 2 cards with 2 blindfolds on. So I feel like the Veil here is kind of a confirmation on you guys being double-minded and not seeing things the right way that you should be seeing things when it comes to your situation, which is interesting because, once again, I was telling you guys that this is resonating for you. You may want to check out pile 3 too, because pile 3 had the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords also has a blindfold on it. So, like I said, there's some similar energies happening here. anyways, I feel like you guys need to not fear the future is what it comes down to, because that veil there is being scared of the unknown, and I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. You know, the future is going to be okay, and the future is going to happen whether you want it to or not. So, you know, you might as well take off the blindfold, make some decisions, take a leap of faith, and trust that you are going to land exactly where you need to be, that there is no wrong answer in this. You guys also have the skull of flowers creating through the ashes. So, you know, that kind of reminds me here of the Five of Cups. You know, the Five of Cups, the three that has spilled over is like the ashes. It's the disappointment. It's the things that you guys have already experienced that hasn't exactly gone the way that you would want it to go. But it's not going to be like that anymore. You guys are going to rise out of that like a rising phoenix out of the ashes, basically. You guys have this opportunity to create something better, to create something favorable out of that. But it's not going to happen as long as you're wearing that veil, pretty much. And then with the black cat, fortune meets opportunity. Like I said, you guys have this opportunity. You have this opportunity to take a leap of faith, to just, you know, take that leap of faith, and you'll find those Two of Cups there, and that's going to be the good stuff that you guys are wanting, that you guys are desiring, you know, the positive things. It's not going to be spilt over. It's not going to be bad. So I feel like you guys, once again, you have this window of opportunity, a window of opportunity for communication and connection, where things are going to be better, basically. So I don't feel like this window of opportunity is going to be available forever. You know, you have it right now, and I think it'll be there for as long as it needs to be there, but I don't feel like it's going to last forever. It's there temporarily. So take the opportunity now while you have it, because it's not always going to be there. So go for it now. You know, seize the moment, because tomorrow you might be dead, or they might be dead, or whatever. Even if it's not literally, but you know, the point is life is short. Nothing is guaranteed. So why sit around overthinking and overanalyzing things? Just go for it. Just do it. Do the thing that makes you happy. Do the thing that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, that makes you feel bliss and excitement and good in your heart and in your soul. Whether it's in love, like what seems to be coming through, or in your career, or in your friendships, your family, your health, whatever it is, you know, just do the thing that makes you feel good. Life is too short to not feel good, you know. Finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, and you guys got pray always. Simple as that. Pray always. Luke 21:36. So you know what, you guys? If you are stuck in any of these loops here of having the fears and not knowing which way to go, pray. That is the most important thing you can do, is pray, because your prayers are always heard. God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, He's always there for you. He is listening to your prayers. And He's not like this inactive part of your life. He doesn't just sit there and listen to your prayers and is like, okay, next, who's next up for the prayers? No, like, you pray because it's like, you know, you have not because you ask not. As soon as you pray, once again, that opens up another door of communication for there to be change, for there to be action to happen in your life, because that way then God can move on your behalf. God can, you know, open up doors of opportunity that you may be able to, you know, kind of like I said, you know, Mercury may be in retrograde, which does affect communication, but if you're praying, you don't think that Spirit is bigger than Mercury? I think Spirit is bigger than Mercury, and Spirit can, you know, blow the Mercury door wide open for, you know, communication to be happening. So, you know, pray. You know, pray about everything. you know, and you don't have to like look at prayer either as like this dedicated time where you have to sit in a corner and be like all holy and meditative and that kind of thing. I mean, if you want to do that, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, sometimes, at least for me, sometimes I pray like I'm breathing, basically. It's like this ongoing conversation. You know, I could be stuck in traffic and I could be just like, oh, you know, God, I hope the traffic moves soon so I can get to blah, blah, blah. You know, it's supposed to be a conversation. So, point is, prayer is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It'll only help you out in the long run. So, hopefully, this message made sense and resonated for you guys. So, yeah, if the message did not flow, please just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just with a simple, sweet, small emoji. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely means a lot and helps me out. Also, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys know whenever I go live, because whenever I go live, you will be notified of that too. And lives, like I said, are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm also open and available for private readings too. So if you're interested in private readings or live reading or a live reading, well, joining a live reading, all of that information is in the description box, of course, down below. Ways to contact me, as well as this deck written in the stars. It's available on Etsy, so information for all of that is in the description box. Anyways, I just want to thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me today for a little bit. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love.